a lot of things from the past have we look at those things and we think we have to give up certain things. And I'm focusing on religion now because I'm a bit of a student of philosophy. I like comparative religion. I like to study things from the past and see how humankind is able to utilize those things nowadays. And it's like, we have the wheel. The wheel's been reinvented, and we see the value, the merit of that. It's not one of those things that's going to go away. So it's kind of like it's how I look at religion, like the old wheel. It's like something that's the wheel keeps turning. It's just going to keep turning. It's going to keep evolving. The messages hidden within those things are valuable, and I only see humankind as the basically, to err as human, how we kind of put our humanity into things, our unevolved humanity. When I say unevolved, I don't think religion is unevolved. I think that humans, they basically put their little, I don't know what, pettiness into religion, and that they see something that they can use to control others, because some people go to religion when their loved ones die. They're going through hardships. Somebody was raised poor. All they saw was their mom praying on their knees to God, or to Jesus or some shit. I don't mean some shit in a negative way, excuse me. I'm just very liberal with how I speak. And to them, that instills a sense that, to seek something greater in your life other than just, paycheck. And for a lot of blue-collar people, or people that come from, certain walks of life, and I'm not insulting anybody that's blue-collar either. I was raised blue-collar and I still am. The point is that it kind of shows a lot of people are seekers, and, when sometimes if somebody's asking you to do a lot and you feel overwhelmed, you might call on something you perceive to be greater than yourself, and that might give you the solace, the strength that you need to overcome. But I've had certain people say, why don't you believe in yourself and, just pull your strength from within and overcome that way? Because it's not that simple for some people, especially, like, let's say you had a lady, or when she was 16, she was beat by her dad. She left home when she was 18. She got raped in a gas station someplace. She had every man at work. She got a job. She had every man at work basically hitting on her. She was attractive. She had every man at work hitting on her. She got, in a bad relationship. She got raped again, or got drug addicted. And then eventually she found, some belief in something, and she used that belief to better her life. And then she became a, six-figure Instagram influencer, making, soy candles for a living. That seems like a very legit thing to me. That doesn't seem like weakness. It seems like, I don't know if it's Occam's razor. There's a thing basically says you take the easiest path, and that easiest path is what leads to, is the best choice. So it's like if somebody found the strength, they couldn't look within because they felt so beat down, but they found strength in a religion or a spiritual practice, and they utilized that thing to accrue wealth, or should I say gain wealth and accrue wealth, like keep wealth throughout your life, up until a certain point, let's say. Then what's wrong with that? How is that dumbed down or stupid? Isn't that being evolved because you're seeing steps you need to take to get to the point of actually making a better life? So doesn't that seem like it's like if somebody's saying religion isn't evolved, then why would somebody be able to utilize it to make a bunch of fucking money? And I'm not saying it's all about money, but I'm saying some people, that's where they feel like they pull their strength from, is religion, or spiritual practice. Some people do pull their strength from lack thereof. And it's almost like you see this flipped paradigm, this flipped system, where some people that were raised in a more strict religious home, they're actually able to give it up later in life and see their strength within. Wherein people that had a more liberal upbringing, where they didn't have anybody, kind of raising them in that, when they get older, they kind of, go back to religion or something, or they kind of discover religion because they never had it growing up. It gives them the what they need in their life, what they feel like they need. It's kind of like in high school. I remember a lot of people, when you're like, let's say you're overweight in high school. I was overweight when I was in high school, and then later you pick up, you exercise, and it's like, and some people, from what I've seen in my own personal experience, is that you have people that are were very fit in high school, that later in life they're not really doing that anymore. And then you have people that were doing a lot of exercise in high school, then you have people that are, weren't doing any exercise in high school, or a lot of it, and then later in life they're exercising more. And people that were doing a lot of exercise in high school, later in life they're not doing it. So it's kind of like, I think people get burnt out on stuff, or they realize they kind of set things down and have set other priorities, because as people were evolving and we're always looking to pick new things up and put old things down, and seeing, how those new or old things kind of, serve our path or don't serve our path. So again, I think religion, spiritual practice is just one of those things that we see evolving. When we look at like Pew Research Center, we see that the new Pew Research Center says that basically the world's becoming a more religious, spiritual place. This year, 2023, Islam is set to surpass Christianity. Christianity is still rising very fast. There's a rise in basically every belief structure, every belief system, every religion. So I think people are kind of realizing that there's this, with what we see with this Anthropocene, that's the right word, this Anthropocene type environment. You have scientists talking about, we're going through another mass extinction right now. I don't know if that's, if that's being doomerish, if that's like, I'm saying something which is, negative to say, and forgive me if I am, but you see some of the stuff we see going on in the world, global warming, what's going on in the Ukraine, just all the stuff we see, and it's no wonder that people are looking for something greater than themselves. So anyways, I just want to say that with evolution of, beliefs, religions, spiritual practices, I don't think it's dumbed down, and I would never advocate, or I should say, I would never speak against things which made other people feel more at ease. As long as somebody's doing something, they're not like burying bodies underneath their floorboard, like you're going killer clown like Gacy or some shit, then, do you. And, the golden rule, that's in so many practices, just treat others how you're going to be treated. I think that we're going to evolve more. It's like if you had a Christian pastor and a witch walking down the road, and they met on the road, and they bumped into each other in an accident, and then the witch fell down, and her pentagram fell out. Or let's say the pastor and the witch, then the pastor helped her up, and they were talking, and then the witch sneezed, and a necklace came out, and it had a pentagram on it, and the pastor was treating her kind the whole time. I don't think that somebody's going to revert back to the ignorance of the old church where they're going to damn the person to hell for having a pentagram. So it's kind of like when you start putting things into context, the church has evolved beyond the 13th, 14th, 15th century, whatever the hell. And we understand that, people, you want to be Christ-like nowadays to show love. And I don't think the witch should be cursing someone. Very few witches actually believe in curses for the negatives. Plus, there's actually curses for the positive. And I've read this thing recently, this lady's book about that, where people would actually curse someone so they didn't do heroin. So every time they saw a heroin needle, they wouldn't want to do it. It's kind of a fascinating read. Anyway, that's a whole other subject. What I'm getting at is that we've evolved beyond that. Like when we see people from different walks, different backgrounds, different walks of life, we understand that person has the right to be the witch. The witch understands the guy has the right to be the, she understands the guy has the right to be the pastor or whatever the hell, and to have his belief, and they both kind of, understand the value of having a belief, and that actually might unite them nowadays as opposed to separating them in the past. So we can literally see and experience this evolution, in a very simplistic way. So I just want to say that I just don't think that it causes a jump in consciousness to give certain things up. I think it's not about letting go of religion, which causes a jump in consciousness. I think what it is that we actually understand how to utilize certain practices if we do have religious beliefs or practices, and then if we don't, how to live without those things. That's what causes the jump in consciousness, is that it's not that we're letting go. If we're religious, it's not that we're letting go of the religion, we're letting go of other people, their negativity towards us for being religious or spiritual, and vice versa. If we don't have a religion or a practice, and we just are pulling our power purely from within, we don't let other people tell us we should have something. We're letting go of that negative stigma or association someone else might be pushing on us. So anyway, I just want to share that, just a little bit of my mind.